Cut the cameras. I'm done. That wasn't a line from a movie. That was real frustration, caught behind closed doors. No explosions, no punches, just silence so heavy the crew felt it before anyone spoke. Something had snapped, and it wasn't part of the script. Jason Statham isn't the kind of man who talks much. He doesn't rant online. He doesn't leak stories. He shows up, does the work, and leaves. That's why when his name gets linked to words like hate, tension, and refused to work with, people listen. Because for someone this controlled to draw lines, something serious must have happened. This isn't about fake beef or promo drama. It's about moments on set where respect broke down, where egos clashed, where professionalism was tested. 6 actors, 6 situations, and none of them ended quietly. Some of these names might shock you. Others will make a lot of past rumors suddenly make sense. Why would one of Hollywood's most disciplined action stars refuse to work with people at the top of the industry? And what really happened when the cameras stopped rolling? So don't blink. Don't skip ahead. Stay with us, because what comes next pulls back the curtain on truths most sets work hard to bury. This is where the real story begins. Vin Diesel. Clash of discipline and ego. On the set of Hobbs & Shaw, the tension was almost palpable from the very first day. Jason Statham arrived with his usual discipline, every stunt carefully rehearsed, every movement meticulously planned, and every line delivered with precision. To him, action sequences were not just about looking good on camera. They were about authenticity, teamwork, and respect for the craft. Every detail mattered, from the timing of a punch to the placement of a prop. He expected the same commitment from everyone around him. Vin Diesel, however, approached the set differently. Known for his larger-than-life presence, Diesel was confident, charismatic, and used to taking control. He expected the spotlight and often pushed for adjustments that emphasized his character over others. What began as minor disagreements, slight changes in dialogue, or tweaks to stunts soon escalated into a clash of personalities. Diesel's insistence on amplifying his character's dominance sometimes conflicted with the choreography and safety protocols that Jason valued so highly. Crew members noticed the tension. Even casual conversations between the two actors carried an undercurrent of strain. Fans who watched Hobbs & Shaw assumed that the on-screen rivalry between Jason's and Vin's characters was pure fiction, crafted for entertainment. Behind the cameras, however, the friction was real. Sources close to the set revealed that Jason often felt like he had to manage someone's ego just to get a scene right, a sentiment he later confirmed in interviews. Each action sequence required careful balancing, not just for safety, but to ensure that both actors' characters appeared equally formidable. This constant negotiation added stress to the production, leaving both stars frustrated at times. Despite the personal tension, a professional understanding eventually formed. They completed filming without public outbursts or incidents, but the personal distance remained. They would collaborate when necessary, yet privately, neither actor fully let go of the underlying friction. It was a subtle but clear reminder that even the most experienced professionals can face challenges when two strong-willed personalities meet in a high-pressure environment. This story goes beyond typical Hollywood gossip. It illustrates how discipline, ego, and personal principles can collide in ways that affect both performance and relationships. Jason Statham and Vin Diesel's dynamic is a testament to the realities of working with high-profile actors. Compromise isn't always possible. Respect must be earned. And sometimes, professional boundaries are the only way to maintain a functional working environment. Fans may see the action and excitement on screen, but behind the scenes, there is strategy, negotiation, and often unspoken tension that shapes the final product in ways the audience never fully realizes. Steven Seagal, discipline versus showmanship. Steven Seagal has long been recognized for his martial arts skills and his iconic action persona, earning fame in Hollywood with his unique style and on-screen presence. However, for Jason Statham, the tension with Seagal didn't arise from talent, but from approach, attitude, and professionalism. Jason's method is built on preparation, precision, and realism. Every stunt, every fight sequence, every scene is carefully calculated to ensure authenticity and safety. To him, the craft is not about looking impressive. It's about true skill, discipline, and respect for everyone involved on set. Seagal, on the other hand, often relied on showmanship and dramatics, which clashed with Jason's structured approach. Crew members recall that Seagal sometimes skipped rehearsals or focused more on his image than on the technical aspects of fight sequences. His martial arts moves, while visually striking, occasionally felt theatrical and exaggerated, which, to Jason, undermined the realism he valued so deeply. The tension was subtle at first, almost imperceptible, but over time it became clear that their philosophies were incompatible. Jason's commitment to teamwork, timing, and precise execution left little room for theatrical flourishes that could disrupt a carefully planned scene. As filming progressed, small disagreements began to accumulate. On some days, Jason would insist on rehearsing moves a certain way, emphasizing safety and accuracy, while Seagal would resist, believing that style and spectacle mattered more than precision. Crew members noted that the atmosphere on set could be uneasy during fight choreography, as each actor adhered strictly to his own standards, rarely meeting in the middle. For Jason, action is a collaborative effort where every participant contributes to the final result. When one person prioritizes ego or spectacle over collaboration, it affects everyone involved. Eventually, Jason's patience reached its limit. He realized that Seagal's inflated ego and self-important attitude were obstacles that could not be overcome without compromising his own principles. Jason refused to adjust his standards or compromise the discipline that defines his work. Seagal, in turn, continued to operate in his preferred style, leaving the two actors at opposite ends of professionalism. The result was a clear and permanent divide. They never collaborated again, and the feud quietly became one of Hollywood's most notable examples of clashing work ethics. This story highlights the importance of discipline, respect, and shared vision on set. Even experienced actors with immense talent can struggle to work together if their approaches fundamentally differ. Jason Statham's encounter with Seagal serves as a reminder that professionalism isn't just about skill, it's about integrity, consistency, and the ability to respect the craft and colleagues alike. Behind the camera, what audiences see as action or performance is often shaped by unseen negotiations, compromises, and sometimes unresolvable tension, making the finished film both a product of art and careful management of personalities. Shia LaBeouf, chaos versus professionalism. Shia LaBeouf has built a reputation in Hollywood as one of the most intense and unpredictable actors of his generation. Known for extreme method acting, sudden outbursts, and an almost relentless immersion into his roles, Shia is a performer who thrives on emotional chaos. While this intensity has produced memorable performances and drawn critical acclaim, it often comes at a cost behind the scenes. For Jason Statham, whose career is built on structure, preparation, and precise execution, working with someone like Shia was always going to be challenging. Their clash began quietly, long before cameras rolled. The two were in early discussions for a project that ultimately never reached filming. Studios were excited about the concept, seeing potential in pairing two strong actors with distinct approaches. However, Jason immediately sensed that Shia's style wouldn't align with the disciplined environment he demanded. For Jason, every action sequence must be carefully choreographed, every stunt timed to the second, and every scene planned to ensure safety and authenticity. Even small deviations or unpredictability could compromise the integrity of the work. Shia, however, saw unpredictability as the lifeblood of creativity, insisting that chaos and spontaneity were essential to his process. During these early conversations, sources suggest that tension surfaced almost immediately. Jason voiced concerns about whether Shia's approach would fit the rigorous demands of the role, emphasizing preparation, rehearsal, and collaboration. Shia reportedly responded defensively, arguing that his unconventional methods were necessary to capture the character's depth and authenticity. What might have seemed like a minor disagreement on the surface quickly became a philosophical divide. Jason's focus on discipline and control clashed with Shia's pursuit of emotional immersion and unpredictability. Insiders described the situation as subtle, yet significant. There were no public outbursts or dramatic confrontations at this stage, but the impression left on Jason was lasting. He recognized early that trying to work within Shia's unpredictable framework would compromise not only his own standards, but also the efficiency and safety of the production team. For an action star like Jason, where split-second timing can determine the success of a stunt or a scene, that level of unpredictability was unacceptable. The two simply operated in different professional worlds, one driven by precision and reliability, the other by emotional instinct and improvisation. Ultimately, the professional gap between them proved unbridgeable. The project never advanced, and the actors never collaborated on another film. Jason later confirmed that he avoids working in environments where professionalism is compromised, underscoring that for him, talent alone isn't enough if it comes at the expense of discipline and respect. Shia's intensity, while creatively impressive, conflicted with Jason's fundamental approach to his craft. This story serves as a revealing example of how even subtle differences in work ethic and philosophy can create lasting divides in Hollywood. It shows that behind every successful action sequence and blockbuster film, there is careful planning, negotiation, and sometimes unavoidable tension between strong personalities. Jason and Shia's brief professional intersection illustrates that conflicts don't need to explode publicly to leave a permanent mark. They can quietly shape careers, decisions, and future collaborations, emphasizing the importance of alignment, respect, and shared vision in the high-pressure world of filmmaking. Jared Leto, method acting gone too far. Jared Leto has earned a reputation in Hollywood for his extreme commitment to method acting. Known for fully immersing himself into his roles, he often blurs the line between character and actor, carrying his persona off-camera and expecting everyone around him to adapt. While this level of dedication can sometimes result in incredible performances, it also has the potential to disrupt production, particularly when working with actors who thrive on structure and precision. Jason Statham, whose approach to acting and stunts is rooted in discipline and meticulous planning, found Jared's style difficult to manage. On one particular project, sources reveal that Jared arrived on set already fully in character. He refused to respond to his real name and expected everyone, co-stars, crew, and directors, to treat him as the role he was playing. For Jason, this behavior crossed the line from commitment into distraction. Every action sequence and fight scene requires precise timing, coordination, and rehearsal. When one actor behaves unpredictably or refuses to follow agreed plans, it can create safety risks and slow down the entire production. Jason values professionalism, teamwork, and clarity on set, and Jared's constant role-playing interfered with these priorities. The tension built quietly but steadily. Simple planning meetings and scene discussions became more challenging because Jared remained in character, speaking and acting as though the real world did not exist. Crew members reported that this approach slowed down production and caused frustration among the team, who had to adjust to his constant improvisation. While Jared saw his method of acting as enhancing the artistic integrity of the project, Jason perceived it as unnecessary and disruptive. Their philosophies about work, performance, and collaboration were fundamentally different. Jason tried to maintain professionalism and focus, but ultimately, he reached a point where he could not compromise his standards. Behind the scenes, he realized that no amount of creative intensity could justify a working environment where precision, safety, and efficiency were compromised. As a result, he made the decision to step away from the project entirely. This choice was not about ego or rivalry. It was about maintaining his own work ethic and ensuring that professional boundaries were respected. Even years later, Jason avoids projects involving Jared Leto. Their brief collaboration or near collaboration serves as a clear example of how contrasting philosophies in Hollywood can prevent actors from working together. While Leto's dedication to his craft is undeniable, Jason's focus on preparation, realism, and safety could not coexist with an environment dominated by improvisation and ego-driven performance. It is a story that highlights the delicate balance required on film sets and demonstrates that professionalism and personal boundaries sometimes matter more than potential box office gains or high-profile collaborations. This incident also reveals a larger truth about Hollywood. Talent and dedication are important, but mutual respect, shared vision, and clear communication are equally critical. Even actors at the top of their game can struggle to align their working styles. Jason Statham's experience with Jared Leto underscores that discipline, teamwork, and respect for colleagues are not negotiable, no matter how celebrated or talented a co-star may be. The story serves as a reminder that behind every polished performance, there is a network of professionalism and structure that keeps the production moving smoothly, and that crossing those boundaries can create friction that lasts long after filming ends. Mark Wahlberg, professional friction from day one. Jason Statham's professional encounter with Mark Wahlberg goes all the way back to the filming of The Italian Job in 2003. On screen, the movie appeared seamless, a perfectly executed heist with sharp action sequences and compelling performances. Fans saw a smooth, thrilling ride, but behind the cameras, the dynamics between the two actors were far more complicated. Jason, known for his relentless focus, arrived each day with a precise plan. He meticulously rehearsed every stunt, timed every move, and ensured that every scene adhered to the exact choreography required for authenticity and safety. For Jason, filmmaking was not just about looking impressive on camera. It was about preparation, discipline, and respect for the craft. Mark Wahlberg, however, approached the set with a different rhythm. Balancing his public image, multiple business ventures, and a naturally laid-back style, Mark often juggled phone calls, joked with crew members, or took a more flexible approach to rehearsals. While his charisma contributed to the on-screen chemistry, it created friction off-screen. Sources reveal that Jason frequently felt Mark's casual attitude slowed down the set, disrupted timing for stunts, and interfered with the smooth execution of complex action sequences. Even minor issues, such as coordinating with the stunt team or lining up camera angles for fight sequences, became recurring points of tension. The contrast between Jason's structured, disciplined work ethic and Mark's more spontaneous, multitasking approach highlighted the challenges of pairing two strong personalities with different priorities. Jason thrives in an environment where preparation and focus dominate, while Mark operates effectively in a setting that allows room for flexibility and improvisation. Crew members often noticed the tension, describing scenes where both actors performed flawlessly on camera. Yet, behind the scenes, scheduling conflicts, differing approaches to preparation, and contrasting priorities led to subtle but persistent stress. Despite these challenges, both actors maintained professionalism. Jason later reflected on the experience, emphasizing that commitment and focus are critical for him, often outweighing theatrics, ego, or distractions. He respects talent but cannot compromise when it comes to discipline and safety on set. Mark, on the other hand, acknowledged Jason's intensity in interviews but treated the clashes lightly, often laughing them off and suggesting that they simply worked on different wavelengths. Their personal approaches never fully aligned, and this professional friction ultimately prevented them from collaborating again. This situation illustrates a key lesson about Hollywood productions. Even strong on-screen chemistry cannot always overcome differing work styles and professional philosophies. Behind every blockbuster, there is an intricate balance of personalities, timing, and preparation. And when two actors with contrasting approaches come together, tension can arise quietly, yet significantly. Jason and Mark's story is a prime example of how professional priorities, discipline, preparation, and focus sometimes outweigh popularity, charisma, or box office potential. Years later, Jason continues to emphasize the importance of working with colleagues who share a similar commitment to professionalism, while Mark's career demonstrates that flexibility and multitasking can also achieve success. Their experience reminds audiences that what appears seamless on screen is often the result of careful negotiation, compromise, and sometimes unavoidable friction between strong personalities. The behind-the-scenes reality adds depth to the story, showing that even in Hollywood, collaboration requires alignment not just in talent, but in approach, timing, and respect for the craft. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Two alphas collide. When Jason Statham and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson first shared a set, it wasn't just a meeting of actors, it was a collision of two dominant personalities, each accustomed to leading and commanding attention. Both men are known for their dedication, incredible physical strength, and commanding presence on screen, but their working styles and approaches to performance differ significantly. Jason Statham thrives on precision, technical mastery, and meticulous planning. Every move, every stunt, and every punch is carefully choreographed to ensure authenticity, safety, and a flawless final product. Dwayne Johnson, on the other hand, brings raw energy, immense charisma, and a larger-than-life persona. His approach is bold, physical, and sometimes improvisational, relying on instinct as much as planning. On the set of Hobbs and Shaw, the clash between these two approaches became apparent almost immediately. Every fight sequence was more than a simple scene, it became a carefully negotiated process. Stunts had to be perfectly balanced so that both actors' characters appeared equally powerful without compromising safety or timing. Sources close to the production revealed that even Vin Diesel stepped in to help create a punch count system, where each move, hit, or action was meticulously measured. This ensured that neither Jason nor Dwayne overshadowed the other, but it also highlighted the underlying tension. two strong-willed professionals navigating a delicate balance. Despite their mutual respect for skills and work ethic, tensions simmered quietly behind the scenes. Jason admired Dwayne's strength and dedication, while Dwayne appreciated Jason's discipline and precision. Yet, both men are alphas in their own right. Neither was willing to compromise their approach completely. During action-heavy scenes, disagreements occasionally arose over timing, positioning, and execution of stunts. Crew members recall moments where both actors would calmly but firmly negotiate the choreography, ensuring fairness and balance while managing the natural intensity of their personalities. The cameras captured a perfect on-screen rivalry, full of intensity, energy, and drama. Fans saw a seamless performance, unaware of the subtle negotiations and adjustments happening off-screen. Behind the scenes, it was clear that collaboration required constant communication, patience, and mutual understanding. Jason and Dwayne had to learn not only how to perform together, but also how to respect each other's boundaries and methods. While professional collaboration succeeded, personal camaraderie never fully developed. The two maintained a careful distance, interacting with politeness and respect rather than close friendship. This dynamic illustrates a larger truth about working in Hollywood, especially in high-stakes action films. Even top-tier actors with similar goals and dedication can experience friction when strong personalities meet. The key to maintaining productivity and safety on set lies in compromise, negotiation, and a shared commitment to the project's success. Jason and Dwayne's story also emphasizes that respect does not always equate to friendship. Two professionals can admire each other's abilities, collaborate effectively, and still maintain boundaries when personal approaches differ. Ultimately, the encounter between Jason Statham and Dwayne Johnson serves as a fascinating example of how alpha personalities interact under pressure. It shows the importance of professionalism, communication, and mutual respect in a high-intensity environment. Their combined presence delivered some of the most memorable action sequences in modern cinema. But behind the scenes, it was a careful balance of ego, skill, and negotiation that made it possible. Even today, while both actors may not be close friends, they continue to recognize each other's strengths and understand the necessity of maintaining professional boundaries, proving that even in the world of blockbuster action, discipline and strategy often outweigh sheer charisma. These 6 stories from Hollywood show that talent alone isn't always enough. Sometimes, differences in discipline, professionalism, and work ethic can create real distance between even the biggest stars. Jason Statham has always prioritized preparation, precision, and respect for the team, which is why he chose to avoid working with actors whose approach didn't match his own. These are more than just gossip. They reveal how strong personalities and high-pressure sets shape behind-the-scenes dynamics. Tension off-camera often exists alongside on-screen magic, reminding us that success comes with both collaboration and compromise. Jason's honesty and clear boundaries highlight the importance of maintaining professionalism and self-respect, no matter who you're working with. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss more insider revelations and Hollywood secrets. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Jason made the right choice, or could things have been handled differently? Stay tuned because we'll continue to uncover stories and behind-the-scenes truths from Hollywood that you've never heard before.